family, welcome back to my channel, y'all. Please don't beat me up. I know I am a few days late with this review, but I am back today with another episode review for my 600-pound life, season 10, episode 12, Dolly's Journey. Now y'all know I do not like wasting time, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this review. Before I get started, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so that you're notified every single time your girl call your phone. Okay, now let's hurry up and get into this review. On this episode, we have Miss Dolly Martinez. She's 25 years old and her weight is unknown as always. So when the show opened up, it opened up with her laying in the bed with her breathing machine on her face. And she said that she wake up miserable. The first time, when she first wake up, the first thing she feels is pain and her whole body hurts, even her head. She said she can't get out of bed with no help, but she is mobile. She can walk on her own. She lives with her mom and her best friend helps out whenever she can. And the best friend is big too now. So she has to wear oxygen 24/7 and she can't help herself in the shower. So sometimes she skips it. And the days where she does, her mom and her best friend help her. And I know that bed stink. I know that room stink. I know her body stink. Because if you that big and you're not bathing every day, just imagine what kind of odors you got up on all them creases and crevices. Get to the bath scene now. Her best friend wash her off and dry her off real good. And they start putting cornstarch under her belly and under her flaps. I guess because she getting raw under there and she have a little rash. So she go in the kitchen to make breakfast. She make a big ass plate of eggs. They have sausage and they have toast. And baby, they eat. And then we get into the whole upbringing. Her dad chose drugs over her. Her mom basically gave him an ultimatum. Either it's going to be me and the child or you going to choose them drugs. And he chose the drugs. She said it's always been her and her mom. And her mom did the best that she could. And she left, she felt alone a lot. And that's what turned her to food. So she said whenever she think about her dad, she turned to food. In kindergarten, she was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, and bipolar disorder. And by the time she was 7, she was 120 pounds. She said a few years after her dad left, her mom became a lesbian. The kids would make fun of her and call her a fat, awkward lesbian just because her mama was a lesbian. She says at 15 or 16, she was 300 pounds and gave up and just started eating junk food. She dropped out of high school because the kids was bullying her. She ended up getting into Job Corps and she thought that was going to help her, you know, get on a good foot, which it did kind of, because she did, you know, lose a little bit of weight. She was able to maintain it, you know, get her, her diploma, her GED. The mom, in the confession, the mom was saying that while she was in Job Corps, she was having issues because she wasn't bathing herself good. She got in trouble a lot because she could not keep her body odor in check. So now I'm thinking two things. One, mom, that's a poor reflection of you, that your daughter is 18, 19, 20 years old and can't wash her own ass. My thing is, if other people can smell you, I know you can smell yourself. She tell us that her father committed suicide, and at 21, she was 400 pounds. And she did not have a lot of income, clearly, because you 400 pounds at 21. You was 400 pounds at 21 with no income, no place to live. But you had money to eat like a motherfucking champ, because if you didn't, your ass would not be in this situation now. So clearly you was getting some money from somewhere. She met Ricky, who is now her ex-husband. During the show, he was her current husband. They got together, and a little while into them talking, he asked if she wanted to come move in with him. And she said yes. And of course she said yes, because the bitch ain't had nowhere to go. So the first opportunity she had to get a roof over her head, she jumped on it, okay? So shortly after moving in, Ricky was abusive and he was mean and he would treat her bad. And that's what broke bastards do, girl. She got pregnant, they got married, but she could not properly take care of her child because of her weight issues and her mental health. So the mama ended up getting custody, and she said that's the best thing that could have happened. Now, if you ask me, when it comes down to situations like this, y'all know I was raised by my grandmama. And anybody that asks me to this day, I would tell you, now that I have my own child, as long as I'm breathing, my heart is pumping, my organs are functioning right, and I'm able to get up every day, open my eyes, and take in a breath of fresh air that the Lord has made, it's no way in hell I'm going to ever let nobody get custody of my child and raise my child as their own. That's not what we goddamn doing here, especially when you can get up off your ass and make something happen for yourself, but you choose not to. Girl, bye. You could have got up and exercised, knocked off some of that weight, and raised your child and had a life for you and your child. She was so careless that she chose food over her baby the same way her daddy chose drugs over her. She says that after giving birth, that was some of the best days of her life, but she said that eventually her mental health got the best of her and she ended up having to go to a mental hospital for 11 days. Mom says that all Ricky wanted to do was feed her fried foods, and he killed so much of her. He took advantage of her and killed her joy. We see them at the grocery store, and she says that her best friend gets tired easily because they both big, and the mom is fussing at her and getting upset with her because she not moving around the store like the mama want her to. She says that she knows that she killing herself with all this food, but it's an addiction. And she says she has a child to live for, and she needs to do something about it now. And I agree with you, baby girl. They coming out the store, and she breathing out her. The mama says she bet she will end up in the emergency room by tonight's out. So I thought about her having a pickup truck and her having a flatbed, they were just gonna put her big ass back down the flatbed and drive her home. But I guess that it would make more sense to just let her ass ride in the front seat, I guess, honey. But she was in pain. So month 1 come around, and now it's time to travel to see Dr. Now. So it's a 6-hour trip, and she already in pain before they can even pull out the damn driveway. She says she worried about the travel because she have a bad rash. Like I told you how she chafing because all them flaps and folds. So they make it to the office. They call her to the back, and now it's time to do the weigh-in. And she do the weigh-in, and she's at 593.2. So she says that it's no way that she gained that much weight since she weighed herself at home. It's impossible, so her scale at home must be broken. Dr. Nell comes in there, and he basically like, y'all know how he do, ask the basic overall questions. So he tells her that the normal weight for her height, which is 5'2", is 120 pounds. And bitch, when he said that, I like to die, because I'm 5'3 and a half. I am 165. So if he telling her 5'2", it should be 120. But goddamn, that means I'm obese too then, and I'm overweight. I need to go see Dr. Now. I'm up on here talking about them every damn week, and I need to be sitting right there in the chair too, trying to get a gastric bypass surgery. He asked her at what age did she know that she was overweight, and she like, I don't know. And so he asked the mama if she done had any weight issues, and the mama say, yeah, she done dropped 200 pounds in the last couple of months. So Dr. Nell is saying like, okay, now I'm seeing it's a pattern. He asked the mama, are you the enabler? And she like, So Dolly said, it was my ex-husband. He was the one that was fixing me all that food. He was the one that was not motivating me, causing me so much stress. Dr. Nell asking like, well, who she live with? Well, I live with my mama. Well, who cooking the food? The mama is cooking the food. So he like, well, if you the one cooking it, why are you cooking her so much? She's like, I don't cook her so much. I cook enough, I give it to her, and whatever she chooses to snack on in between meals is between her, God, and her stomach, and that scale back there. So he brings her back the weight loss paperwork like he always do for everybody, with the exercises in there and the diet plan. And he says that he wants her to lose 60 pounds in 2 months. This is why I knew the bullshit was finna get started. When they was leaving out the appointment, she said she'll have to ease into it instead of having her mom get rid of everything all at once. Baby, I knew then it was about to be some mess. Anytime a big overweight person talking about easing into a diet, when it come down to Dr. Now and his weight loss surgery, I already can foresee it ain't finna goddamn happen, Captain. We get into month 2, and she back at home, and it's a couple weeks since the appointment. And the best friend asked her if she want to go work out. Of course she want to go work out. She sit down in the best friend sit down at the dinner table, and she sit down in a little chair, and they open up the packet that Dr. Now get them. They did 1 or 2 exercises with the arms and the legs up on the table, and that was it. I'm like, what the hell kind of exercise was that? You have to put a little bit more effort into it. If this is all that y'all doing on the daily is 1 or 2 exercises, I see why her ass did not lose no weight in the end. So we get to month 3, and it's time for her to go back to see Dr. Now. So she in the car on the way to the doctor's office, and she said that she's been having cravings, but her mom put the house on lockdown. So she said she feels it's unfair that she just had to stop everything cold turkey. They get to the doctor's office, and it's time to weigh in. And she weighed in at 576, which means she only lost 17 pounds, and she was supposed to lose 60, okay? But she says she don't understand because she works so hard. Her mental status is sucky, and she says like she can't do it because it's too strict at home. Well, where in the hell do you want to be at then? She admit that she did let temptation get the best of her, but your ass is sitting up here doing all that crying about Queen Cold Turkey, and you telling me you gave into temptation and you still fussing about stuff not being fair? Dr. Now come in, and they start discussing the weight loss, her only losing 17 pounds. And they start discussing portion controls because she said that's what she been having issues with. And she's told him about the craving and that she let it override her. And she asked Dr. Now if it's a place that she can go to help her fight the urge. And he basically asked like, why do you need somebody else to help you when you know what you need to do? You know the steps that you need to take to get your life together. You just choosing not to do it. So what difference would you being in a controlled environment do? He tells her she need to start doing things for herself more often. And he asked about the breathing. She said it's getting better. And he like, well, you see how much better your breathing has gotten just losing 17 pounds. Just imagine what it could be like if you lose a little bit more weight. Like he always say during the final wrap up, if you need anything, call me. Did y'all notice that throughout this episode, her hair color kept changing? So So I'm like, your ass got all the time in the world to do everything else except get your big ass up and exercise and lose weight. So it's 2 weeks after the appointment, and she in the kitchen cooking by herself. And the mom, she says that the mom was stressing her out every month about her eating habits, and she said it makes her irritated and it takes her off focus. And she said she's trying to stick to the diet and exercise, but she feels like no matter what she do, it's never good enough for her mama, and she's never satisfied, and she's tired of being treated like a toddler. Well, sweetheart, this is the life that you have wrote out for yourself. You made the bed, now you gotta lay in it. When you start allowing people to have to treat you like a 2-year-old because they have to wait on you hand and foot, that's the type of situation that you put yourself in, okay? She said it's gotten so bad that she'll lie about having to go somewhere just to get out. She asked her mom if she could take her to the park, and her mom was like, yeah, I was just about to get out anyway. And the mama sitting there helping her put her shoes on, and them feet black as hell at the bottom. I'm like, ooh. The ex-husband, she say, has been asking, he want her to become a sister wife. And she say she been thinking about it. And she said, it'll be nice to get away since her mama, you know, been bumping heads, and her mama don't let her have no freedom. And she's stressing her out and making her eat more. So she said she don't want to be with her mom, and she don't want to be with her ex either, but she has to do something because she want this surgery. So she knows she got to do something different. Month 4 come around, and it's 3 weeks. She done moved out her mama's house, and her mom had a big argument, and she went to a homeless shelter for the night, and she fell back in love with her husband over video chat. Pure fucking bullshit, because this man did not mean you any good in the beginning when he had your ass, and now you telling me now that you trying to get on the straight and narrow, you want to get your life together and do these things to help you live a better life for you and your child. You're going to go back to somebody that abused you and treated you bad and did not encourage you to lose weight, was feeding you all these bad foods just because you want to get away from your mama. No, you doing the same shit that you did in the beginning, where you know you wanted to get away, you didn't have nowhere to go, so you jumped on the first hot thing, smoking. That's what your ass doing. Now you a manipulator too. I see you for your works, mama. She out there on the porch working out with her ex-husband, well, with her husband Ricky. He got her doing the exercises, walking back and forth, and this big brawly back nigga had a nerve to have on a Jesus Save shirt. So it's month 5, and she said that after a few weeks of being with Ricky, stuff did not work out. He wouldn't drive her to the appointment, and she realized that he was the same old jerk. She with this guy named Philip now, and they done moved in together. They lived in a hotel room. So my thing is, how in the fuck do you keep moving in with all these people that you barely even fucking know? Like, she needs to get a grip on life. Like, she just jumping from house to house, dick to dick. How in the fuck are these men really having sexual intercourse with your ass when they have to peel back 20 layers of stomach just to get to a cooch? Like, how is that shit even possible? It's no way. Physically, you is disturbing me by having 2 midgets attached to your body. Then, baby, we have a problem. So she says she don't need her oxygen as much, and she's walking better. Philip has been a great support, and she feels extra encouraged. Philip proposed to her, but they haven't set a date yet because they're waiting on the surgery, because she says that Philip wants that to be the main priority in her life right now, because that's what's going to help them start a new life. So it's time for the appointment, and she weighed in at 566. She said that that's weird because she thought she had lost more than that. Every time you get your big ass up on this scale, you talking about how you don't understand because you thought you lost more than that. But clearly your ass know that you ain't been doing no exercises or taking your diet serious. So you should know, bitch, the scale is not gonna what? Lie for you, okay? Dr. Nell comes in, and he see that she now with the new boyfriend. He asking her like, well, who is this fella? She like, oh, my fiance. And Dr. Nell was asking, well, how do y'all survive? Like, what's y'all income like? Because they live in a hotel. And she was like, you know, he get disability, and we get food stamps, and so that's how we make do. And Dr. Nell like, okay. He get concerned now because he like, you trying to lose weight and be on a good weight loss journey, and you don't even have a stable living environment. So he basically tell her, before I can approve you for surgery, I need you to take care of that living situation, okay? Dr. Nell was telling her he want her to see a therapist. And she gonna ask him, well, do that mean I got approved for surgery? Girl, no, you ain't nowhere near being approved for fucking surgery. You gotta, 1, find you somewhere to fucking stay, and 2, you gotta actually do the exercises and lose weight. You big dummy. He says that living with this guy is not a structured environment for her. So, he's not gonna approve her for surgery, like I said, until she does what she needs to do. So now it's time to see the therapist, which is Dr. Paradise, and they start getting into her self-worth. And she starts to cry, and he asks her what she's doing, what she's good at, and she says failing. And he brings her mother in there, and they get into that. So he says that he can tell that the mom is really committed, but she needs a break too, because she's taking care of her like she's still a little girl. And he wants her to start spending time alone with just her, not with no men, not with her mama, just by herself, getting alone time. And my thing is, he telling her that she need to start looking for a place to live on her own. But how the fuck she gonna do that when she ain't got no money? She ain't got no money. Month 7 roll around, and she's starting to do more things on her own, like laundry and stuff like that. You can see her and the best friend at the laundromat. She says she's worried that while they at the laundromat, she won't have that much energy. But she's grateful for her best friend. And Cheyenne is her rock, and she's interested on moving to Houston so that she can be closer to Dolly. And if you ask me, it seems like her and the best friend need to just go on and be together. Because every time we turn around, the best friend down. She says it's no stopping her until she reach her goal. So now it's month 8, and they done found a house to move into, her and Philip. She says she can finally go to Dr. Now and be proud and tell him about the improvement that she done made. So they step into the house, but the floor was too creaky. So now she got to walk around to the other side of the house. And I'm thinking, once you get into this house, since you can't go through the front door because the living room floor too creaky, what the hell you going to do when you get in there? Just stay in one room in one area? Because the other areas can't hold your weight? And then not only that, did y'all not come check out the fucking house before y'all gave the people y'all money and decided y'all was going to move in? Because this shit look like the fucking trap house. When they was walking to get into the house, she was saying how Philip gets jealous when he feels like he's not needed and be doing too much on her own. And I'm like, where in the fuck do she keep finding all these manipulative, insecure ass men? So they get into the house or whatever, and she's saying that the house came with a bed. It's a rooming house, y'all. I'm thinking it's just a house just for them, and it's a fucking rooming house. Somebody, it's already a bed included. And you gonna go lay your big funky nasty ass down on this bed? Ain't no telling who done been in there rolling around in it. Girl, bye. So now it's month 10, and they back to Dr. Nat's office, and Philip isn't there because the mama don't support the relationship. So it's just her, the mama, and Cheyenne. So she was hoping to tell Dr. Nat about the good news about them moving into their own apartment, but she can't because the day after moving in, they got put out because the people tried to raise the rent on them. And they dead ass wrong for trying to raise their rent and charge anybody anything over a penny to live in their hellhole, baby. Because I'm telling you, that shit like a fucking efficiency. They need to come bulldoze that shit down. We at the appointment. She weighed in. She at 532. She only done lost 13 more pounds. And she's still talking about, well, that's close to 60, so she hoping she gonna get approved for surgery. Well, keep motherfucking hoping, baby, because it's not gonna happen. Dr. Nell come in, and he asks about Philip, and she tells him why Philip not there, but she introduces the best friend, which is Cheyenne, and says that Cheyenne has, he asked how long they been knowing each other, and she said a year, about a year. Now, this whole time, I'm thinking that her and Cheyenne done knew each other since they was kids, and you ain't even been knowing this motherfucker for even 12 months yet, and you got her living and moving around your house like that, taking care of you? Ain't no motherfucking way. And Dr. Nell says the same thing. Why do you keep attaching yourself to these people that you barely even know? And y'all can see Cheyenne's face was real taken back because she was like, damn. And her mom is hurt because she says she keeps moving in and out, in and out, in and out, leaving her there with her child. And that's not a good environment for her child to see because you keep picking up your bags and chasing behind these niggas when you have a child here that you ought to be trying to get yourself together for. He want her to keep talking to the therapist, and as long as she goes to the therapist, they'll work with her. But right now, she is not getting approved for the surgery. When they leave out of there, like, the mama like, she's not disowning her. She just want her to take the right, take responsibility for her own life. So Dr. Nell says that she hopes she will grow up and mature, and they will continue to work with her since she did make some progress. He ain't gonna give up on her just yet, but he not approving her for surgery right now, no time soon, until she get that mental health together and she be able to provide for herself and do for herself on her own. So she says that she upset because she don't think it's fair, once again, that she did all this stuff for nothing. But she gonna show him that she gonna be ready for it in a year. It's not even gonna take a whole year because she gonna do the things that she need to do to get the surgery before a year is out. And if you ask me, girl, seeing is to believing. I guess we'll see her on the Where Are They Now, the 600 Pound Life show, because that was the end of this episode. They start rolling the credits. She didn't get her surgery. And if you ask me, if she continue on this path, I think that she might get the surgery. She might. If she can stop chasing up behind them men, she might get the surgery because she did, like Dr. Nell said, she did make some progress. But if she was as serious, I don't think she as serious about it as she said she was. Because if she was, baby, them 60 pounds would have been gone by yesterday, okay? So, that's the end of this review, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do me a favor and drop some more shows down in the comment section that y'all want me to review. I want to get into more reviews for y'all. Give me some more shows that y'all into. I'd be more than happy to get on this camera and do them for y'all. So, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. And I will see each and every one of y'all in my next one. Peace out.